Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sydney, and in this video we are going to talk about 5 bad habits that you're doing when you're selling on Poshmark that are actually costing you money. So by the end of this video, hopefully you will be made aware of these habits and you will be able to fix them. If you are new here, I want to welcome you to my channel. I'm Sydney. I've been selling on Poshmark for 5 years now. I make a ton of videos about selling on Poshmark and making money online. So if you are interested in those topics, I hope that you will subscribe. And if you like these kinds of videos, definitely give me a thumbs up because that helps me to know to make more of these kind of videos in the future. Okay, so let's get into the video about these bad Poshmark habits. Bad Poshmark habit number 1, you are not sourcing at thrift stores or the Goodwill Outlet. I see this come up a lot. People are going out and they're spending a ton of money on retail arbitrage items, trying to get items that are brand new, and that's not necessarily what you have to do to sell things on Poshmark. For example, you could go out and you could retail arbitrage a pair of shoes. You could pay 30 bucks for them and maybe flip them for 50 or 60. Or you can go to the thrift store and you could spend $30 there and get multiple items that you could sell for $30 to $50 a piece. You know, you could take your $30 at most of our thrift stores, something's usually $3 or $4. So that's potentially 10 items that you could sell for $30 to $50 a piece versus going out and spending the same $30 on one item that you can maybe make 20 bucks on. You just have to think about it like that, especially if you are first starting out and first starting to source inventory. You want to make your money go as far as it possibly can. So a better way to do that is at the Goodwill Outlet. The Goodwill Outlet is probably the cheapest place for you to get inventory to sell on Poshmark. It's especially great if you are a beginner, if you are just learning how to source items to sell on Poshmark. You could take that $30 and you could get almost 30 pounds of clothing, which is a ton of clothing. You know, a pair of jeans weighs about a pound, so you could potentially get 20 to 25 pairs of jeans to sell on Poshmark for 30 bucks at the Goodwill Outlet. If you are interested in sourcing at the Goodwill Outlet, if you are not sure how to start or if you've never been, definitely pick up my Goodwill Outlet guide. It is linked in the description box and in the comments. It is a great resource if you are wanting to learn how to source items for profit at the Goodwill Outlet. It teaches you tips to shop there, how to shop there, and it has over 100 items that I like to pick up at the Goodwill Outlet, exact brands that you can pick up and sell for profit on Poshmark. So definitely check that out down below if you need some extra help in sourcing items. Bad Poshmark habit number 2, you are not including photos of the size tags in your listings. If you do not include a photo of the size tag on the item in your listing, this is pushing the door wide open for people to take advantage of you and open item not as described cases. And it's going to be your word against theirs, because if you don't have a photo in your listing to prove the size of your item and they open a case against you, you have no evidence to defend yourself with. So you want to always include the size tag in your listings so that you have proof that that is the size of the item that you sent to the customer, and they're not going to try and say that you sent them the wrong size or sent them a different size than you had the item listed as. That is completely to protect you as a seller. One of the great things about Poshmark is that they do not allow returns due to things like buyer's remorse and fit and things like that. So you have to take these precautions to protect yourself as a seller. And one of those is including proof that your item is the size that you say that it is. Bad Poshmark habit number 3 is not sourcing when you have opportunities to source because you have a death pile or you have items that are not selling. So either of those reasons is not an excuse to not source for inventory. Especially if you plan on doing this long term, if you want to do this as a side hustle or even go full-time doing this, you will always need inventory to sell. So if a store is having a sale, or you find a great yard sale or an estate sale or a church sale, and you have opportunities to get inventory super cheap, stop limiting yourself and stop making excuses and just go stock up on your inventory. Get a storage unit if you have to, if you don't want it in your house right away, but you never don't need inventory. You want to always take advantage of opportunities to get inventory, especially if it is at a very low cost. And if you have items that are not selling, I know that's super frustrating, but it's kind of all the more reason that you need to go and you need to get additional inventory, and you need to get new inventory in order to add more of a variety to your closet. The more inventory you have, the more you are going to have a chance at selling something. So never turn down inventory, never turn down good opportunities to go sourcing. You know, stop making these excuses to yourself and stop limiting yourself. The second you say, I can't go sourcing, you are limiting yourself and you're limiting your income potential that you could make on Poshmark. Bad Poshmark habit number 4 is that you are not giving shipping discounts. Shipping discounts are what is going to make you the bulk of your sales on Poshmark. Because Poshmark shipping is almost $7, the way to make sales is to kind of discount that for your customer. And I know it comes out of your earnings, but you know, if you do the $4.99 shipping option, that's $1.80 coming out of your earnings. So if you're stressing out about $1.80 coming out of your earnings, it means that you are not pricing high enough. So you always want to be able to price your items to allow room for these discounts without it stressing you out. You don't want to be stressing out about giving people discounts. That is how you make sales on Poshmark. If you are confused or need help with your pricing, I have an entire 12-hour webinar training on how to price your items, starting at the very beginning when you buy the items in the thrift store. So I will link that down below. It's probably the best webinar training that I have in terms of teaching you about pricing and how to structure your closet to be able to give people those discounts that they want and make them feel like they're getting a deal so that you can make a sale. So if you feel like you are super confused about pricing, definitely pick up that course. It is down in the description box and in the comments. Bad Poshmark habit number 5. And I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but bad Poshmark habit number 5 is that you are only selling in one market. So because Poshmark has this markets feature now, it is absolutely going to favor closets that are selling in multiple markets. So the more variety you have in your closet, the more markets that you are present in on Poshmark, the more sales you are going to make. You don't want to just sell women's items or just sell men's items or just sell kids items. You want to have items in all of these markets, the home decor market, the luxury market. If you're able to find luxury items, even if you just have 1 or 2 of them, putting your closet in that market is going to drastically increase your audience. Every brand that you list, every size that you list increases your audience. And so you want to have as many brands and sizes and markets as possible, because that is going to expose your closet to a world of more people. So when you are sourcing, you need to keep this in mind, and you need to not just source one type of item. You need to not just source one type of size. You need to have all different sizes. I never leave items behind because of the size. Everybody needs clothes, okay? So I would never leave something behind because, you know, it's a size 00. I used to work for J. Crew, and they had to add those smaller sizes in, and they also had to add in plus sizes as well, because they were not making enough sales because they were not covering enough sizes of people. So definitely include every size that you possibly can in your closet. just because Poshmark's search feature defaults by size. So whatever that person has their size set as, that's the listings that they're going to see when they search for things. And you want your listings to show up in as many different sizes as possible. So make sure that you are carrying all different sizes, all different brands, all different markets, as many items as you possibly can to bring in those sales and to bring in that audience to your closet. Okay guys, this is my video for bad Poshmark habits that are costing you money. I hope this helps some of you and kind of open your eyes in terms of, you know, changing your mindset a little bit about Poshmark and what you need to be changing about your closet. So if you like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one.